Imagine holding in your hand a computer chip smaller than your fingernail, one that could help cure cancer. It sounds impossible, like something straight from a sci-fi movie where scientists unlock miracles overnight. But this isn't fiction. This is happening right now. Inside a lab chilled to temperatures colder than deep space, a team of researchers has built a quantum chip, a device that can process and analyze biological data at a scale and complexity our fastest supercomputers simply can't match. And they're aiming it at one of humanity's deadliest enemies, cancer. This tiny chip has the potential to map how cancer cells behave, mutate, and respond to treatments in real time. Imagine simulating years of cancer research in mere hours. Imagine discovering the best treatment for a patient before they even start chemo. That's the future this chip is promising. And it's not just medical researchers watching closely. The entire tech world is holding its breath. Cancer is not one disease, it's thousands. Each type behaves differently, mutates unpredictably, and responds to treatments in ways that have baffled doctors for over a century. We've built massive supercomputers to crunch the data. We've sequenced entire human genomes. But here's the catch. Even the fastest classical computers hit a wall. They can't model the full complexity of molecular interactions that happen inside a cancer cell. The problem is simply too vast. This is where quantum computing comes in. Instead of processing data in simple zeros and ones like a normal computer, a quantum chip uses qubits, quantum bits, that can exist in multiple states at the same time. That means they can handle incredibly complex calculations in parallel, unlocking problem-solving power that's exponentially beyond anything classical computing can do. For cancer research, this means we can simulate the molecular dance of proteins and DNA with staggering accuracy, something previously thought impossible. We could test thousands of treatment combinations virtually without risking a single patient's health. This quantum chip, developed by insert company, e.g. IBM, Google, or Microsoft's Quantum Lab, depending on the specific project, is built using superconducting qubits, tiny circuits that carry electrical current without resistance when cooled to near absolute zero. At these extreme temperatures, quantum mechanical effects dominate, allowing the chip to enter states of superposition and entanglement, the two phenomena that give it extraordinary computational power. When applied to cancer research, the chip can model the quantum behavior of molecules, something traditional computers can only approximate. Why is that important? Because biological processes happen at the molecular and often quantum level. If we can simulate them with perfect accuracy, we can predict exactly how a cancer cell will react to a certain drug, even before that drug is ever tested in a lab. This isn't just about speed, it's about accuracy. In traditional cancer drug trials, researchers might test 20 or 30 drug combinations over years. A quantum chip could test thousands or millions in hours, instantly identifying the most promising candidates. That means faster drug development, fewer failed trials, and most importantly, more lives saved. Let's picture a world where this technology is fully operational. A patient is diagnosed with a rare and aggressive form of cancer. Instead of starting a generic treatment plan, which might not work, doctors could take a sample of the patient's tumor, map its genetic and molecular structure, and feed that data into the quantum chip. Within hours, the chip could simulate exactly how that specific cancer will react to every available treatment. It could tell doctors, this combination of drugs will give this patient the highest chance of survival. No trial and error, no wasted months, just targeted, precise treatment from day one. Beyond cancer, this technology could accelerate research in other diseases like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and even pandemics. It could model virus mutations and drug resistance in ways we've never been able to before. And because quantum computing thrives on complexity, it could even help design entirely new drugs that fit perfectly into the biological locks of disease-causing molecules. Of course, there are challenges. Quantum computers are notoriously fragile. A single vibration, a stray heat fluctuation, even a cosmic ray could cause errors in calculations. That's why the chip operates in a controlled cryogenic environment. Scaling it to a hospital setting will take time. But history has shown us that world-changing technology often starts fragile and impractical. Think of the first computers, which filled entire rooms and could barely do basic math. Today, you have more power in your phone than NASA had when it sent astronauts to the moon. The same will happen here. As quantum technology matures, these chips will shrink, become more stable, and eventually operate at higher temperatures. One day, hospitals might have a quantum unit next to the MRI machine, a device that can run billions of simulations in the time it takes to brew a cup of coffee. Right now, this chip is a delicate, cryogenically cooled miracle of engineering, quietly running experiments that might one day save millions of lives. It's not just a leap in technology, it's a leap in our ability to understand life itself. And if history is any guide, the world will look back at this moment and say, that's when everything changed. From the battlefields of disease to the labs of tomorrow, sometimes the smallest inventions have the biggest impact. And this tiny quantum chip, it might just be one of them. Stay curious,